commencer. Veuillez rester en ligne. Le webinaire va bientôt commencer. Veuillez rester en ligne. Le webinaire va bientôt commencer. Veuillez rester en ligne. Le webinaire va bientôt commencer. Veuillez rester en ligne. La diffusion vient de démarrer. Tous les participants sont en mode écoute seul.
Okay, thank you everybody for coming. My name is Lee Goldstein. Welcome to the webinar, How to Do Reversals the Right Way, Turn the Trade Around. That's me. I just want you to know I'm a real person. I'm a regular person. And that's like the most critical part of this whole thing is that I am nobody special. I'm just somebody that has learned to do this. Can you see my picture? For some reason, my webcam, it's not showing me my face. It's just a blank screen. Can you all see me? I just want you to know it's my webcam. For some reason, it's not working with GoToWebinar. Let me turn it off. And let me try my recording software. Hey, there we go. Okay, my software is working. This is me. This is my office. It's really, look how many pictures I have up on the wall. It's amazing, right? I mean, I've got one monitor. All right. I am a normal person. That's the one thing to understand. I am not special. My office is very neat. Yep. So I want to welcome everybody. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director for 10-Minute Trades. Before we get started, if you'd be kind enough, I'd like to know where you're from. If you'd be kind enough, type in where you're from. You could type in your first name, your city, and your country if you're not in the US. And tell me what you like to trade. I like to know that. It just lets me get a feeling for who's listening. And then please remember that all the trades that I'm discussing are for educational purposes only. It is possible to lose money trading futures. So always trade carefully, trade smart. Okay, so I'm going to get started with my presentation. Sometimes what happens is because I'm going to bounce back and forth between my trading platform and my slides, sometimes I'll actually just fall out of the presentation. So don't think I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. All right. So after you exit a trade, does that mean the trade's over? This is the key to what we're doing today. And I am watching what everybody's saying. Steve, I didn't realize you were from Canada. Jim from Daytona. If more of you would type in where you're from, I'd love that. That would be awesome. So the reason we're here today is after you exit a trade, we always think very often that the trade is over. What do you think? After you exit, is the trade over? Give me a yes or a no. Win or lose, it's human nature to start thinking ahead to the next trade rather than checking for more opportunities in the current trade. How many times have you seen the market turn around and head in the opposite direction immediately or right after you exit the trade? What if we could teach you a way to double your opportunity on the current trade? Every trade turns around eventually. We all know that. If you know how to identify a reversal and get in the right way, you can either double your profit, recover from a loss, and if you're not careful, there's a third option. You can double. Did I say double your loss? I meant recover from a loss. Double your profit, okay? You can double your profit, recover from a loss, and if you're not careful, you can double your loss, okay? That's what reversal trading generally is all about. We want to avoid option number 3 as much as possible. So today, I want to show you how we improve our odds of profiting with reversals while minimizing our risk. And that's the key, minimizing risk. So today's agenda, we'll talk about what is a reversal, why do we take a reversal, why might you not take a reversal, how to plan your reversals in advance, how to use software to manage the reversal, and how to practice reversal trades. Let me just touch upon a couple of these just briefly. I think everybody knows what a reversal is, but for us, all of these elements and all of these topics are related to the way that we trade, okay? We're not discretionary traders as a rule. So we're thinking about reversal trading, managing the reversals, how to identify them in relation to event-based trading. Okay, so it's very important to understand that. We're not just talking about waking up at 8 o'clock, opening up your computer, sitting in front of the computer for 5 hours and looking for reversals. Although our software can do that, and I can help you to do that more safely, that's not the purpose of why we take reversals, okay? So I just want to make sure everybody's clear. Our company DNA has never changed. We make appointments, we go to the market at the specific time, and we trade at that specific time, whether it's a reversal or a breakout or any of the trade setups that we trade, okay? Now, you can ask questions while I'm talking, and I will answer them during the webinar. You don't have to be shy about asking questions, okay? And Jim, you make a great point. After the trade, regret seeps in, regret for not getting out or not staying in. Absolutely. So we have some tools, Jim, that I think will help you to figure out when not to get out. And that's really important. So we'll talk about that as well. So what exactly is a reversal? It's really not complicated. For us, a reversal is when we're looking at an event. The event goes in one direction, and then it changes the direction. So let me show you one of those types of events so you can totally understand what I'm talking about. So here's a video that I made this morning because I knew I wanted to explain this to everybody. It's a pretty recent jobs report, okay? And the jobs report, we trade with bonds, we trade it with gold. So first, I want you to watch this area on the right where you see my cursor moving, okay? Watch that area because that's gold. Then we'll go to the trade I made. So at 8:30, and here's the clock that we're using, 8:30, the jobs report comes out. And trust me, that jobs report, the US jobs report once a month, moves tons of different indexes dramatically. So even before the trade, gold was very volatile and it had moved up quite a lot. The news came out, gold shot up off the chart. You can't even see it. But what we've noticed over time, over the years, just keep watching. What we've noticed is, look at the index. It's dropping. It went off the chart. Now you can see it. And now it's doing a complete 100% reversal. Okay. That's a reversal the way that we look at it. We want to try and capture more and more of those reversals as time goes on. Now, I made money on this. We trade bonds and watch what bonds did, because it's really fascinating to see what our regular trade did. I traded a breakout, not a reversal. Okay. So watch the move. It was September 4th, 8:30. I just want to get the time exactly right. I don't want you to have to wait. Give me 1 second. It's a little tricky. Okay, there's my video. Okay, here's the trade. So I was trading bonds. Our software puts orders on the chart. The bonds at 8:30, they delayed a little bit and then they shot down. Okay. And then, if my memory is correct, just like gold, they shot down to the low of the day, that red line. That's something we're going to talk about. And then watch bonds. I believe they're going to shoot back up just like gold. Look at that. Hold it. Let me get a better picture. I didn't record the bonds long enough, so you're going to have to trust me. Just like gold, the bonds changed direction and went back, right back up. And you can see, if you study trade after trade, event after event, the reason that we realized reversals were powerful is because over and over again, we saw that our winning trades, for instance, here's a winning trade in bonds, and it wasn't even huge. Okay, it was okay, but bonds went up. And then as the time moved forward, and it wasn't even that much time, okay, it was 10 seconds. Bonds were all the way up here, and now they're already down there. So you have an opportunity very often to take a second trade, okay? So reversals are, for us, an event moving price in one direction and then the price going in another direction after your initial trade is over. That's how I would define a reversal for us. Why do we take reversals? Why would you not take a reversal if you felt you could make money on it? We take them because we want to try and optimize our profit. Why might you not take a reversal? And this is what I mean about our DNA. For us, we're always dealing with calendars. We're always dealing with events. So you might not take a reversal. Watch this particular situation, okay? Here's a reversal trade on crude. That should not have been taken. Crude oil, okay? What happens on crude oil every Wednesday, there's a pretty dramatic trade because the crude oil inventory numbers are released by the government. How much oil is in storage? The amount of oil in storage, if it's more than expected or less than expected, can cause the crude oil futures, which we trade in the NinjaTrader platform. Just to go over what we do, we have a software program that trades inside of NinjaTrader's platform, and we trade futures, okay? So on the oil storage report, we trade the oil futures, and we know that they're most often going to move dramatically at 10:30 on Wednesday when that report is released. But we also look at the release of that information, and it sometimes will be a good guidance when not to take a reversal. Now, this was an interesting week. Normally, now I want to be truthful, I was a little bit late on that reversal. It should have been taken further down And I'll explain later why, because we'll get into timing and things like that. But when you get a candle that explodes that large, very, very often, if you reverse that candle, it's going to work for you and make you some money, even if you just do it without any help from anything, not using help from a news report release or support and resistance. Very often, if you study 100 trades with a candle moving that big on a news event, there's a very good chance it's going to shortly reverse, at least for part of that candle. What happened this particular day is crude oil inventories were monstrously big, maybe the biggest I've ever seen. In other words, they were actually expecting crude oil to use more than expected. And what happened is there were 15 million extra. It didn't honor the reversal. It was such an unusual news result, as you'll see, that it kept going down, breaking through all of our normal safe reversal points, and just kept going down, going down, going down. There were small little reversals, but not tradable ones. And eventually, it got down even to the low of the day, okay? It blew through the PP, which is a support area I'll talk about in a few minutes. It blew through this red line, which is the low of the day. I'll talk about that in a minute. In other words, the news result was so dramatically unexpected that the movement of oil was also in an unexpected way. It did not respond normally. You could have protected yourself. You don't have to take a reversal in 1 second. You can wait until the news result comes out. However, you will miss some trades if you wait. Sometimes part of the risk of trading is taking that shot, and sometimes you just get stopped out. That's part of trading life, and you can't ignore that. But if you use the rules of staying safe, that does not happen as often as it would happen if you were just randomly trading without any safeguards or software or anything. But this particular week gave us a tremendous warning if you were patient and waited for the news result, which you can do, especially on oil these days. And that 15 million barrels would have stopped you from taking the trade. Now, that week, I was not trading with live real money because oil has been not offering up a lot of good reversals lately. So that's another thing that we do. We study these events and make sure that the ones we take, or at least we certainly try as hard as humanly possible to make sure that the ones we're going to take are the ones that are giving you the best chance of reversing. How could oil inventory move that much unexpectedly in 1 week? Jim, I can't really answer that question, but I mean, that is what the results were. And you can see in the index movement, the market believed it to be true. And I mean, I've seen results like that, not quite that different as what was expected, but we've certainly seen big misses in the news and what's expected. So it's not really as uncommon as you think. What was uncommon was the size of the miss in what they were thinking was going to be the amount of oil available. So you might not take reversals if the event news that gets released at the time of the event tells you that it might be too dangerous because, or too risky is a better word, because it's way against what was expected to happen, which has an effect on the way that an index will move. Think of it this way. If US retail news is spectacular, the markets probably won't go down. They're probably going to go up. It's the same thing with oil. If there's a ton of oil laying around, the price of oil is probably going to go down. If there's a shortage of oil, the price is going to go up. That's how we're trying to trade reversals. We're trying to add as much intelligence into the plan as possible. So how can you plan a reversal in advance? All right, so this is interesting. If you set up your charts in a way that gives you a clue as to what's going on, then you can trade and plan in advance. And let me show you what I mean. Everybody that knows me in this room knows that one of the things about us is because we trade events and we're not trading Elliott wave movement, we're not trading Fibonacci, we're using very minimal support and resistance and pivots, okay? Those are the two things that I use, or I guess you could say three. Support. So, well, support and resistance is really one element. Pivots is element two. And then the third element that we wait on and we use after trades would be the squeeze. Very simple. Look how simple my charts look. There's nothing on them. I don't have them. My charts do not look like a Christmas tree where you can't read them. And you can't decipher what's going on fast enough to make a trade. My charts are the opposite of that, okay? They're absolutely the opposite of that. And I mean, I showed you my real charts are up. I mean, they're here right now. That's a real chart of the live NQ right now. And I honestly challenge anybody in this room to tell me that that's a complicated chart to look at. All that we have on it is the candle, two moving averages, which I could take off. I don't even have to have them. Pivots and highs of days and lows of days. It takes about 6 minutes to set my charts up for all of the trading that we do. Simple, easy, and that's critical for me because if I'm trading an event, I don't want to have to take 5 minutes to analyze that event. If I have to take 5 minutes, the event's over, my trade's over, and I've missed all the opportunities most of the time. So, very important to understand the truth about my charts and the truth of how simple they are to read. Okay. Now, our software makes it easier to manage a reversal. So how does it do that? So the big thing to understand, and I'm going to blow myself out of my slides and then I'll bring them back. So don't, like I said, don't think I'm screwing up. I'm not. So my charts, how do you use software to manage a reversal? So what's the worst thing? You know what the worst thing that I'll tell you, I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to tell you. What's the worst thing that people do when they take a reversal? The worst thing that they do, and I want to put my charts in sim mode so I don't accidentally do something live when I don't mean to. The worst thing that we do is when you take a reversal, you see the market moving and you go to the control panel, whichever software you're using, and you hit the sell button or the buy button. You put yourself in a trade. You go, wow, that's going to reverse. And the market starts shooting up when you're short. When you want it to go down, the market starts shooting down when you want it to go up. You don't have a stop. You don't have any targets, and you're fumbling around. By the time you're done, you lost $100 in 10 seconds, and you're so frustrated that you don't trade for the rest of the day. So that's the worst common thing that retail traders do. They just throw orders on the charts without thinking. And we've all done it. We're all guilty of doing these same things. But yes, Jaquan, you can use tick charts, you can use range charts, there's no limit to what kind of chart you can use for reversals. You just have to practice and test and make sure that the type of chart you're using is gonna work. That's all. Tick charts work great, in my opinion. I love them. So anyway, so instead of just throwing an order on, we have a software program, and the software is a strategy that's built into NinjaTrader. And we're in the middle of a software upgrade. Okay, we've got a new feature. And one of the new features is called the reversal. It's a trade type, okay? In other words, we have a breakout trade, we have a range trade, and we have a reversal trade. So you choose reversal, and then the only things you have to worry about are how many contracts do you want to trade? So you have your positions, choose a target for each contract, and a stop. That's it. Okay. Then when you enable your reversal trade in our software, you get these awesome little buttons. What happens is, so let's say you get an event, the event moves large upward, and you want to go short. You just click the short button. It puts you in the trade. It puts your targets on the screen. It puts your stop on the screen, and you're totally protected. And instead of just throwing an order on the chart, you now have the ability to move your stops. You now have the ability to move your targets and make them bigger if the trade's going in your favor. You have the ability to combine your orders with the combine button. You can move your stop to break even if the trade is positive by pressing the break even button. All sorts of things. And if your trade ends like mine just did, and you think it's still going to reverse or there's another opportunity, you could just make sure that your check mark is enabled and you can trade it again over and over. Okay, you can do it over and over. That's the beauty of using software to manage a reversal. Whether it's a winning trade or a losing trade, that's not what I'm showing here right now. I'm showing the ability to be able to manage that trade, make your stop bigger. Now that one shot down and it would have been a winner. Maybe I think it's going to really move down. Maybe it's going to go up big time, right? Maybe it's going to go up big time because we know that they're getting ready to do stimulus. Maybe it's a minute away from that stimulus package coming into effect, right? You could even use our software just to manage a long discretionary trade by clicking long, and you've got targets. You know the market's probably going to explode. So you can use it to manage reversals. You could use it to manage discretionary trades. But the key here today is using software so that you can manage your reversals. It's a great thing to be able to do. So, most important, after using software to manage, how would you practice a reversal trade? What would you do? So there's a couple of quick rules that are very important in a platform, whatever platform you're using. If you want to be able to practice trading, you're probably going to have something called replay. Replay or market, something that lets you go back and look at a previous day in the market and play it back as if it were that day. That's how you practice trading. NinjaTrader has a feature called replay, okay? And NinjaTrader Replay, and I've already downloaded the data, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. But all you have to do is disconnect your live account, connect your playback account, okay? And now I've got this little control panel that allows me to choose any day that I want that took place in the past, okay? For instance, Wednesday's FOMC statement, right? I was trading the NQ, and let me make both my charts the same. I was trading the NQ. So if I want to go back and practice, I happen to know that Wednesday was the 16th. Okay, it's very easy what you do. I go to the date, the 16th, and then I right-click this little area. It's 12:16. I can put my time in. The trade took place, the event, the FOMC statement was 2 p.m. So I can make the time of the chart 10 seconds before 2 p.m., 1:59 and 50 seconds p.m., okay? It takes a second. NinjaTrader goes to that time, It's just before 2 o'clock right here. Okay, just before 2 o'clock. And then I can put a reversal trade on. Okay, now I have to do a different one because I was trading natural gas, but it's okay. So I would have to very quickly put a sample reversal trade on. And you know how I do that. I just choose our strategy. Remember, all I have to choose is how many contracts, my targets, my stop, and the type of trade. All takes place in about how long did this take me? I'm done. I'm ready. Okay. I'm now ready to trade and practice a reversal. I turn it on, and then NinjaTrader will play back the market. However, I want to be truthful. There's a tiny bug in NinjaTrader. They're working it out. And you have to sometimes put the time in twice. So if it ever happens to you and it goes to 0, don't panic. Just put the time in twice. Everything else will still be there. And it'll cost you an extra 20 seconds. And now, watch the market. You can see it's moving. And you can see it's moving on the right. It's moving on the left. At 2 o'clock, look at that. There was a reversal opportunity, and I'll tell you why there was, and I took the reversal. Now, I happen to know, I remember what happened that day. There's going to be another reversal opportunity. So if we're patient a minute, let's watch what happens. I can speed the trade up in NinjaTrader when I practice, 4 times the speed. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to miss the reversal. So watch, it's going to take a minute. And what's going to happen is the price is going to shoot up, and I'm going to have a second reversal trade opportunity. I'll be able to go short, okay? Again, I'll be able to take a reversal trade. Now, you don't know this is going to happen, so I'm going to explain why I'm willing to do this. Right there, and I was a teeny bit late, but it still worked for me. 2 trades in a row where I was able to get a reversal opportunity. But what you saw and what was most important is our software managed the trade for me. I didn't have to fumble around putting orders on the chart. All you have to do is time your entry. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that that's the easiest thing in the world to do. But because you have the ability to practice in NinjaTrader, you can get better and better at taking reversals. And I can tell you this, come the new year, we will be taking more and more reversal trades as time goes on, because we are seeing over and over and over again how well they work and how often the opportunity is for them. Now, let me show you. Now, remember I said that we had a live chart. Let me show you today's live chart and just show you some of the things that I'm looking for when I'm looking for a reversal. Remember I said that it takes about 10 minutes to set my charts up from scratch, and I'm not joking. On our website, we have a video. That shows you, okay, how to set your charts up. It's easy and simple. So this is what today's live chart looks like. It's 12:30. I've got my red line here, which is a low of the day. You see this pivot is PP, and you see a orange line. That's the 6 p.m. open. And up above me are 2 lines, the pivot called R1 and a green line, which is the high of the day. Okay? Not complicated. Though that's all I'm looking at. That's it. I'm not looking at my moving averages. I don't even need them if I don't want them. So you don't have to put them on or anything. Okay? But so why would I consider taking a reversal? Why? I know, and we know from studying events, that there's certain support and resistance areas that lend themselves to reversals. And here they are. Same chart. I just did this a little while ago. It's called possible reversal areas. You can come into an event trade and you can know in advance, if the price gets to these areas, that you have a very strong possibility of taking a reversal. If you have, especially if you have more than one area that meet in the same place, the high of the day and R1, that's an even stronger possibility of a reversal than if you have just one line called the PP. Now, this area, you have two. They're a little bit far apart, but they'll survive a decent size stop. So that's why I included both of them. The low of the day is the red line. It's a fabulous reversal area. The PP is the strongest pivot that we know. It's an excellent support or resistance area. In other words, if price goes up, it often will hit this area and pull back. If price goes down, it will often hit that area and pull back. Same thing is true of the low of day. Same thing is true of the high of the day. Look how many times it tested the high of the day, pulled back, tested it again, went through it a little bit, pulled back, tested it, made another new. Do you follow? You got now. One thing to understand, highs and lows, you want to be careful, because this is a perfect example. Very often, it'll do what it did here. It'll test the high, pull back, test the high, pull back. But when you see price is more consolidative, moving sideways and testing a high, you're safer to just wait. It's very hard to know if it's going to keep testing the high or if it's going to do what it did here, test it and fail, test it and fail. The odds are better if you're trending in the opposite direction, it'll test and fail. Okay? But these are things you learn. These are things you will learn by practice, by practice. It's not something that I'm saying to you, hey, the first day, like I'm not saying to you now, this is the live NQ. I'm not saying to you, hey, if the NQ gets to the PP, take a short. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you still want to do smart analysis. I mean, look at the NQ. Today, it happens to be down 142 ticks. That's actually a good reason to take a reversal. I would definitely think seriously about reversing this price just for fun, during the day today. See if the NQ even gets there. It's far away. It's probably not going to get there. But if it did, if this were closer, right? If this were closer, and if this was natural gas, and we had a natural gas trade today, I would take a short there in the blink of an eye, okay? Now, this happens to be a possibly good reversal, potential reversal area. Why? You've got the PP, which is going to be resistance, and you've got this red line happens to be the VWAP, volume weighted average price. That's a line that we create. We've studied it, and we know that it can be a good support or resistance area also, because a lot of traders look at it. You can use anything that a lot of people look at as an area of support and resistance. That's why Fibonacci's are popular, because a lot of people look at them. So the various Fibonacci levels are popular, and they respond, market price responds to them. Highs of days and lows of days are tremendously popular because everybody looks at them. So they are going to be good support and resistance. So for us, and it's very important that I continually repeat that, for us and the way we trade events, reversals can be managed and our software can keep you safer.
and you can look at the charts in advance, and you truly can figure out when might be a great time to take that reversal. Let me show you a real crude reversal that we took. This was a Wednesday crude report. And the high, now, before the report took place, I was telling everybody in the trade room, if crude, now crude has not been moving a lot on the reports up until the last couple of weeks. It's been muted, we call it, just not moving a lot. So I've been telling our trade room members, if you get a move to the high of the day, which is not all that far away, that might be a reversal area. If you get a move to the PP, it's also sitting on two other areas, the VWAP and the 6 p.m. opening price. Very strong support. So if price goes there, very possible reversal area. That's what you're thinking in advance. And then, of course, if crude moves this far on the report, not only is it going to be tired by the time it gets there, you've got the low of the day and an S1 pivot area sitting close to each other. Very possible reversal area. Also, by the time the price gets that far away, you're going to know the news result. You're going to know, was there an unbelievable amount of oil available? Was there just a little bit different from what they expected? You might be able to use the news also to help you in your decision. So just for fun, let's see what happened in this trade. I mean, I remember what happened. So the oil report comes out at 10:30 on Wednesday. Nothing happens immediately because I'm on the wrong minute. So let me just add one more minute to 10:30. Here's our report. 10:30, the news comes out. It's going to show up on this website that we use. And you could see there was a little less oil around than expected. Little bit less. There was also propane. A lot of propane was used. A lot of gasoline was used that week. There certainly wasn't a ton of extra oil around, but there was less used than expected. But overall, this news event, the news results aren't going to help you. They don't tell you enough. They're also not dramatic enough to interfere with the reversal trade. And we know that from studying. You're not going to know that in one day, but if you spend 30 days a month with us in the trade room, you're going to know that. Okay. And we're going to tell you that. So this particular crude report, the news comes out. We didn't really have to worry about the news. I was waiting to see if crude would get to the high of the day, and I would take a reversal if it got pretty close to there. It starts going there. It gets there. I was a little bit, nope, it went through it. So I waited and I put my short on. You'll see this is live real money trade. There's my trade being put on. And it's important to understand how I kept myself safe in this trade. My entry was 40 and 12 cents. My stop was 20 ticks away. So the most, I put a limit of $200 on my risk on this trade. And I was also looking to make 200 on the trade. So the news came out. I took the reversal. It was going up. I went short. Real money live trade. It was moving so-so, not as fast as I like. So I took 6 ticks out of the trade and I took a winning reversal. You could put the strategy back on. Maybe it's going to go back up and you'll take another one. But that's a real reversal trade in real account. We do them for real. Okay. Jaquan, you always say very nice things. So I'm not making this up, but Jaquan just said this is the greatest trade room in the trading world. Jaquan, I'm not that great, but thank you so much. That's a nice thing to say. So you can practice. Okay. So I've shown you that there is a right way to trade reversals. And I already kind of showed you that you can screw up a reversal trade. And the other way, though, the big way that we screw up reversals and all our trades, is human error. And before I get to this, let me just show you one more little reversal trade. Natural gas has really been working well, okay? This was natural gas in November. There was a trade that took place. Let me just speed it up. So natural gas shot down. I went long, and you could see it just went right up and gave you the opportunity to move your stop to safety. Let me explain what I did using our software and why it's why I love our software so much. So I went short, okay? In other words, I went long. The price went down, okay? Because the news, there was more natural gas around than expected. And we had the PP. Remember, I love the PP. It supports the price. Very often, I know that natural gas is going to shoot down, and it probably will stop around the PP, okay? Now, yes, I know the low of the day is down there, but it's very far away. You know, it's like another 40 ticks almost. That's a lot. I don't think it's going to play a factor in this trade. So when the price goes down, my stop, the area that the trade would hit if I was going to lose money, I can move that stop to my entry point. And I can do that manually like I did that day. My software will also do it automated. That's why I love our software, okay? It reduces our human error. I mean, and that is so important. So what does human error look like? Do I have to tell you? We're inconsistent. We're anxious, forgetful. We have incredible fear. We get greedy, impatient, honest mistakes. I made one this week. If you trade as many times as I do, you're going to have honest mistakes. Hesitation, distraction, overconfidence. We get overwhelmed. We overcomplicate everything. We get reckless. Human error has a million different faces. Not long ago, there weren't any solutions to address the issues of human error when it came to appointment-based trading in particular. So we created our own. And that's what our software is. Jobb Software. It's a strategy add-on for NinjaTrader, and it helps reduce human error. It's become our secret weapon to reduce human error. Sometimes it will get rid of it completely in a trade. And the issue of human error is more than just psychological. Because of that, it's costing you thousands of dollars in real money. It's why you lose more often than you win, even when you have a winning strategy. Some traders blow out their accounts more than once due to the human error. And you know that leads to lost confidence, a desire to quit trading. Lost confidence can affect your views on investing for your whole life. It can lower your income accumulation for years. So what's the bottom line? Jobb Software reduces human error. It leads to less mistakes, less anxiety, more consistency, more confidence, a faster learning curve, and better results. That's why I love our software. I always show screenshots that are real from our members and from me. And I like to show my screenshots too, because I'm a regular person and I trade with you in the room. This was a member's profit on a September ADP report. He made $390. And that's in a matter of seconds, folks. That's using our software. Not every trade is a $5,000 trade or a $1,000 trade. One of our members made $93 on a bond trade, but that's okay. He made that in a couple of seconds. And if you do that 5 times a week, that's $450 a week times 4 weeks. That's almost $2,000 a month, $1,600, $1,700 a month. Everybody would love to have that extra income. Everybody. The Australian jobs report. One member made, actually, that was me. I made $50 2 months ago on the Australian jobs report. Last week, people made money on the Australian jobs report. Every week, we trade the API oil report. Members are making money on that report literally almost every week. This one's too hard to see, but I'm telling you the truth. The member made $110 in 30 seconds. API. Another member, $70, 20 seconds. API. Another API, December, $100. And I can go on with the screenshots on and on and on. A historic screenshot before the pandemic, one of our members, $2,300, Prime Trades. Okay. Now, Prime Trades have changed from the pandemic, but we still have some awesome reports. Awesome. So I could spend the whole webinar showing you winning screenshots. I am not going to lie, though, folks. There are going to be losing trades. Don't ever think that you're going to have all winning trades. No system gives you all winning trades. And I've talked about this over and over in all my webinars. The most important lesson I can give is what I'm going to tell you right now. Using software is phenomenal. Anything that helps you keep your psychology on the right side, where you don't panic if you have a bad trade, where you don't get reckless if you have a good trade, it's your own mind that is the Holy Grail. Don't ever forget it. Our software is like Holy Grail Junior, okay? It's an awesome tool, but if your mind isn't right, it's going to interfere with your trading. Our software took thousands of hours of live trading to develop. And I'm not kidding. We're serious. Thousands of hours. This isn't something that, somebody just randomly said, okay, let's get the software. Let's put the software up immediately. And it just shows up. We invested tens of thousands of dollars. We've tested. And then ultimately, we've invested $8,482 to reduce our own human error. Okay, that's $8,000, and that's not over a short period of time. We spent, quite a few years doing it. Recently, we've spent thousands on our new software update. Our software is unique in the industry. You can't get software like this for appointment-based trades, for trading the news on futures anywhere else. I've never seen it. We have looked. If you have thousands of dollars to spare and you want to create your own version, you could expect to spend $30,000 in trial and error and development costs, and you have to pay a programmer to write software. It's not inexpensive to create software that works. On our website, a lifetime license of the Jobb software is $29.97. We've also had sales in the past where we've discounted the lifetime license to a one-time payment as low as $497. But we're announcing today, and this is the truth, but the days of a lifetime license for $497 are officially over. It's never coming back. I've explained how expensive it is to support and maintain programming, to maintain the lifetime licenses. We continue to upgrade and improve the software. We've got an update coming out. I'm testing it now. We have to keep changing with the markets and add new features, paying the developer. We've got 3 big updates that we've been working on releasing that we're doing webinars on. And here's the new updates: reversal trades, something called the squeeze plays, limited full automation. And I've been telling you about a lot of these features in the webinars we've been doing. I'll tell you about more as we go forward in the next couple of days. I said earlier that full automation, as we all know, it never works for long. How many robots have you seen that, they'll work for a couple of months and then they stop working? You have to change the robot. They're a lot of work. Just like everything that we do, when we used to be called JOBB, our DNA is different. Our automation will be different. It's not a robot automation, but you'll see it's very unique and very exciting the way we're going to do automation. You'll be able to trade in what I call an unattended manner. It's because of all the expenses of maintaining and upgrading the Jobb software. Starting next week, we're eliminating the $497 price forever for a lifetime license. And we're transitioning to an annual license of $997 a year. $997 a year. We still let members get a lifetime license for $29.97, but that will be the only option starting next week for a lifetime license. If you already have a lifetime license, this message is not for you. You're locked in. You've learned about reversals. You can use your lifetime license to join us in the trade room and learn more about trading reversals. But we're never going to take that lifetime license and charge you again. You know how honest we are. If we say lifetime, we mean lifetime. But if you don't have the Jobb software yet, or you've been thinking about getting it, or you're waiting for the stars to align, this is the time, folks, because we're never going to discount it again to $497 for a lifetime license. It's not going to happen. There's 1 week only when we started this. You can get the Jobb software at the lowest price you'll ever see. This week is moving. It's not $8,482 we paid to develop it. That doesn't include the years of developing the strategy through trial and error. It's not $29.97, the regular price you'll see on our website. Not $9.97, our new annual subscription price. You will see that next week. This is it, folks. The last time ever to get a lifetime license for $497. Go to getjobbnow.com. This is it. This is expiring. It's less than a week because we started talking about this 3 days ago. So do the math. It's less than a week. The first 10 people who take action today, we want to help you get a jump start on 2021. We'll include 3 months in our trade room for free. That's 90 days, 3 months. And just so you know, anybody that does anything or buys anything, we're not starting your time until January 1st because we know it's slow this time of year. We're still going to have trade rooms. You still can learn, but we're not going to start your subscription until the new year. So there's still, 13 days left in a month. Those days are free. We are taking on all the risk of your investment. We have a guarantee. It's 100% 6-month money back. It's an action guarantee. If you trade with the Jobb software for a full 6 months, trade with me live in the trade room in simulation. We don't even require that you use real money. 2 days a week for the next 3 months, 90 days, okay? Taking at least 2 appointment-based trades per week, and then continue trading on your own at least 8 days a month. Take 2 trades a week, appointment-based trades. Start with 5K in simulation over the following 3 months. If you're not happy after using the software in simulation, you don't have to risk a penny. If you're not happy at the end of 6 months, just show us that you actually tried it, and we'll refund the money. We don't want people. This doesn't include NinjaTrader is separate. They sell it or rent it on their website. You can lease it. The point of this type of a guarantee is we totally believe 100% in the use of our software. But so often people don't use what they buy. They'll buy something, file it away, and then say, not doing it, sorry. We know if you use it, you will be happy and you will not be asking me for a refund. And it is a 100% refund. We're just asking that you actually try it. It's not asking a lot. Here's what you get. The Jobb software, I explained that $8,482 value. 3 months of the trade room, 4 to 5 days a week is what we spend in the room. That's a value of $891 based on our website price. Reducing and sometimes even eliminating human error, you can't put a price on that. It's a total value of $9,373. For the last time ever, folks, you can get this price on our software for $497. You know how much I love our software. You know how much I love our software. I love it. I use it every single day. I'm testing it all the time. I'm always looking for new trades. I'm always looking for exciting new things to do with our software. You can get it for just $497 lifetime www.getjobbnow.com. Okay. It is a deal and a half. Now, let me make sure there's no questions. The software works on NinjaTrader, absolutely, Kershid. The new version is NinjaTrader 8. We have a very powerful version that works on NinjaTrader 7, but we recommend that it's time to move to NinjaTrader 8. The reason for that is the NinjaTrader company is paying less attention to NinjaTrader 7. They're not going to do as many updates to their own software. So we just didn't think it really was worth it anymore. We want people to move to NinjaTrader 8. It's also faster. It's better. You certainly can still use it for testing if you want to. And in fact, there's times you might want to. But I trade only on NinjaTrader 8 now. And I'm stubborn. You know, I'm a stubborn person. It took me a while before I finally was willing to go to NinjaTrader 8, because you get locked into your habits and you don't want to learn something new. And, you know, Brian's saying some programmers charge $300 a day. So, you know, just the program. So, I mean, this is a great deal. Our software is fabulous. And I mean, I couldn't do what I do without the software. Like I said, this special price is only valid for a week. The countdown started a few days ago. We're getting to the end of it. Once again, when this countdown is over, it'll only be available for $9.97 annually or $29.97 lifetime. Now, look, $9.97 annually is not horrible. You could take 3 or 4 trades. If you could take one trade and make $1,000. It's possible. The average person trades smaller than that. You could take 2 or 3 awesome trades and still pay for the annual license. But how can you beat $4.97? Using the software, JOBB we call it, makes trading simpler, semi-automatic, more strategic, smarter, and safer. A couple of questions that everybody asks. What Chantal is saying, that she's not even able to trade. NinjaTrader's been not good about putting some of the new contracts on NT7. So that's another reason to go to NT8. Okay. JLG, I did answer your question this morning about if you should use the current version now and download the current version now and just go with the update when it comes out. And I was explaining in the email, I would use the current version now because it's so easy to upgrade our software. Literally, you just install it like any NinjaTrader strategy. You just say yes and highlight it, and it overwrites everything. You don't have to redo all your work. Brian saying very nice things about me. Good trade, great trade room, informative as ever. Every day is a learning day with Lee. You know, truthfully, folks, every day for me is a learning day from you. People are always teaching me things. Anybody who thinks that they know everything and you can never stop learning is making a big mistake, especially with trading. You never stop learning, never. And in fact, I love learning. And that's why I love this. And truthfully, that's why I think I do a good job in my job, because I love what I do. I never don't want to get up in the morning and never moan and groan because I don't want to be in the trade room. I love it. And I never hesitate to use the software because I know it's going to help me trade better. And, you know, I trade sometimes 20 times a week in the room. So how many mistakes do you think I might make if I wasn't using software? It's so much easier to put orders on the chart with software than to do it manually. All right, Kershid asked a very important question. I signed up. So Kershid, be a little clearer. What did you sign up for? You're asking me if I signed up, would I get 3 months of the trade room? If you signed up for the software, yes, get JOBB. I'll make sure that you get, when did you sign up for the software? When did you sign up for the software? So I'll look back and we'll check on it, and you know we'll do the right thing, okay? I will do 5 minutes ago, of course, absolutely. You absolutely get 3 months in the trade room. You bet. Jaquan funded $50,000 on the teaching that I've done in the trade room. Jaquan is a new member who's just been really, really the perfect member. He's been working his tail off to learn and trade, and he's been doing great. And he, honestly, I mean, I love when I see a new member really working hard, putting the time in. If you put the time in at anything you do, it's going to work. You're going to make things work for yourself if you put the time in. Right now, the software is for NinjaTrader only. At some point, yes, we are going to add other platforms. I know we've said many times we're going to do it. We are going to do it, folks. We just sometimes wind up doing other things like updates or new trade room software. You know how it is. Where do you get NinjaTrader? Just go to NinjaTrader.com. They have a sale that ends today, actually. A sale on their platform for a lifetime license. They're taking $300 off of it. So www.ninjatrader.com. You can't use the free version of NinjaTrader for any strategy. It's not just ours, it's any strategy. Obviously, they're never going to let you use something for free that you can make money with. What if you have trouble installing it? As long as you have NinjaTrader already installed, we can help you install the software. What I recommend that you do if you have any trouble, remember, we're giving you 3 months in the trade room. We look at our trade room as a support area. I don't really want to do a phone call because I can do 10 things if I'm helping you in the trade room or answering an email. But if I have to do a phone call, it's the only thing I can do. Come into the trade room if you need help installing, and I'll show you how to do it. But I'd say most people don't need help installing our software. What if you need help after you install it? Again, we want you to come into the trade room. It's the key. It's 3 months for free if you buy the software. Come into the room. Let me show you how to use the software. That's what's going to teach you the fastest and the best. And it's going to also teach you about all the events that we trade. If we just bought software and already have the trade room, yes, you bet, JLG, we will extend your subscription without a doubt. Without a doubt. Your subscription will be extended. So anybody that's already a member, you're not getting penalized if you become a lifetime software owner. We're going to add, if you're a trade room member, we're going to add the 3 months. You know us. You know us. We've always been the fairest, we're the nicest company to do business with. I've never had a fight with maybe one person, had a fight with one person. How much will future upgrades cost? This is a comedy question. They're free, of course, $0. Unlimited free license. Why would we charge you for an upgrade? So one more time, folks, I'm going to torture you. Here's what you get. The Jobb software at $8,482 value, 3 months of the live trade room, which I think is priceless, $891 value, reducing and sometimes even eliminating human error. You can't put a value on that. A total value of $9,373. $497, folks. www.jobbnow.com. Don't forget, you have to use it with NinjaTrader. I just can't think of any reason why you wouldn't do it if you're already trading with us. You can use our software to trade discretionarily. If you don't want to trade events and you want help thinking outside the box how to use the software in a discretionary manner, you can ask me in the trade room to help you with that. I would be more than happy to give you every piece of advice that I can give you. Everybody knows that I don't cut corners on helping people. If you want to send an email to help to talk to me on email, if you remember something later that you forgot to ask now, just send us an email, help@10minutetrades.com, help@10minutetrades.com, and I will answer the email. If it's not me, someone else in the company will answer it. Most of the time it's me. I'm pretty much, that's my deal, folks. It's a great holiday offer. We've been trading through the whole world crisis. We've come up with some new ways to trade that we've integrated into the new software update. I'm already thinking about the next update. No joke. I've already emailed the programmer. I'm always thinking about ways to make everything that we do better. I mean, that's the reality. If for me, it's all about trying to do better. And I don't come into the trade room ever thinking that I know it all and that I can't do better. And that's the truth. And the where to me, it helps me be a better trader. So folks, if there's any last questions, I would love to answer it. If there's anything you want me to go back over, I will. Just ask me now or the time is going to go away. You've got a limited amount of time. The first 10 people today, you get those 3 months in our trade room. That to me is an awesome deal. Jaquan knows it's awesome. Brian knows it's awesome because they spend their time in the room with me. Okay? If you spend time with me, I will make it time worth spending. I promise you. I certainly will try to my ultimate. So folks, $497 lifetime license, www.getjobbnow.com. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Robin, it's always great to see you. Shalom, it's nice to see you. Dan, all the folks that used to be our members, and I know you want to come back. I know you do. And so many come back. So folks, you know what we say here at 10-Minute Trades. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director and trade room moderator. I'll see you in the trade room. Take care, everybody. Have an awesome weekend. So long.